Hello. So today I'm going to be talking about the principles of animation. Squash and stretch is a very important principle that gives characters the illusion of gravity, weight, mass, flexibility while moving. When squashing and stretching, it is very important to stay consistent with something stretches. It gets thinner, and when it gets squashed, it gets wider. The second principle is anticipation. Anticipation is the little movements that happen before the larger movements. Similar to how you were to say throw a ball. When you throw a ball, you draw back your hand and then throw it. In animation, you need to do this similar approach with the anticipation. Otherwise, it wouldn't seem real. Say a ball's here, it would be going out. Wouldn't appear very real, now would it? Without these overall actions, our general animations and movements would appear stale and lifeless. So staging an animation is akin to composition, like an artwork. To gain the viewer's eyes, we utilize motion. It is important to focus on the main thing and minimize all other movements within the scene. So the fourth principle is the straight ahead action and pose to pose. Straight ahead involves drawing out frame by frame by frame by frame. This is usually the one you go to when you want to have a more realistic movement. The other one is pose to pose. You have your beginning frame and your start frame, and then some frames in between. This offers more control over the dramatic effects and emotions behind it. The fifth principle is follow through and overlapping action. When objects stop moving, most of the objects will stop at different intervals. As well as for the overlapping action, when in motion, some parts of a character will move faster than others. The sixth principle is the slow in and slow out principle. Similar to easy ease in After Effects, it is the act of objects easing in and out. When easing in and out, there are more frames when stopping and starting the motion rather than in between, which also gives it more life. The seventh principle is arcs. According to the laws of physics, objects follow an arc when moving. The eighth principle is the secondary actions. Secondary actions support or emphasize primary actions within the scene. By using secondary actions, your characters and objects gain more dimension. When animating and trying to get a natural feel, following the laws of physics is a good idea. Animating is all about timing and control. With timing, you can control your mood and reaction for your characters and objects. Likewise, with timing, when you can have slower and smoother movements with more frames, while you can have crisp and quick movements with less frames. The 10th and final principle I will be covering is exaggeration. Overloading on realism can ruin your animation in times, and can even make it appear stale or boring. You can make your characters and your objects more dynamic by exaggerating the actions and going beyond what is actually possible